The suspect in the brutal attack of an elderly Louisa woman says he broke into her house, but he did not beat her.
He made that statement outside court. Inside, the Commonwealth's attorney revealed some shocking details about the crime. Tara Morgan joins us with new information.
19-year-old Ramon Houchins says injuries on his knuckles came from falling into Lois Rosson's side door. Before his court appearance, Houchins told me he didn't touch the 5-foot-tall, 90-pound woman. At the time of the alleged attack, Houchins was free on bond from an arrest in February. Ramon Houchins talked candidly before he stood before a judge.
I would like to apologize for everything that happened, and I just want everybody to know when I went in there, I wasn't there to hurt her, and I didn't put my hands on her like the media said, and I didn't touch her. I wasn't there to hurt her, nothing.
But Louisa Commonwealth's attorney Tom Garrett told the judge Houchins not only severely beat 87-year-old Lois Rosson, but licked her face, grabbed her crotch and breast, and told the grandmother he would have sex with her and make sure she never talked. Garrett says the attack stopped when Rosson yelled for help.
Whoever did this is a sick. I agree, and they need to be punished. But my son did not touch this lady. I know him better than anybody.
He didn't grow up like that, so I know for a fact that he didn't do nothing like that. I'm not going to say he wasn't in her house, but I know he didn't put his hands on her.
Houchins' attorney says her client denies any gang activity, but Garrett says evidence will show Houchins is involved in the Blood Street Gang and made a statement he was running from the Crips that night. Garrett told the court a DNA hit matched Houchins from a previous case. According to court papers, last February, Houchins was arrested on felony carnal knowledge of a child. Louisa investigators have not released a motive for last month's attack at Rosson's home. Why did you go in there?
I mean, it's just a point in time. I needed money.
Bond was denied for Houchins. His preliminary hearing is set for August. As for his brother and aunt, who were also arrested last Friday on obstruction of justice charges, they'll be in court next Tuesday. Tara Morgan, NBC 12.
A small plane ends up on its roof and the pilot is able to walk.
An arrest is made in a vicious home invasion that left an 87-year-old woman badly beaten and blind in one eye. Tonight, CBS 19's Bianca Spinoza joins us with the very latest. And Bianca, I understand those living in Louisa are extremely relieved to hear this news.
Yes, Tiffany, the Louisa community is very relieved tonight. There are a lot of elderly people in that particular neighborhood that were terrified to sleep at night. Now, law enforcement made this case a priority, and today the detective work made the streets of Louisa much safer. Lois Rosson's granddaughter and son can rest a little easier tonight.
I felt I had the winning numbers to the lottery when I got the news that this monster had been taken off the streets.
Bloodhound dogs and DNA analysis led to 19-year-old Ramon Houchins. He was arrested just before 8 o'clock last night in the McDonald Apartments, right behind Rosson's home. Houchins allegedly broke into Rosson's home and attacked her. Sheriff Fortune says it was the most brutal attack Louisa has ever seen.
We're not going to put up with this in Lewis County.
Rosson is recovering, but in a lot of pain. Still, she rarely worries about herself.
Mom's first remarks was, thank God you won't be able to hurt anybody else. That's what my mother said. And she's been saying that all along.
Ramon Houchins' mother, Linda Houchins, and brother, Rontre Houchins, a former Louisa football standout, also arrested for obstruction of justice. But law enforcement still doesn't understand how anyone could commit such a heinous crime. One possibility, gang initiation.
It was a punk way of doing business, and I'm glad that we were able to find some type of, start some closure before the end of the week.
Clutching hands, the Rossons say they couldn't have gotten through this without the flowers and cards from the community, saying Louisa is like one big family that pulled through for them this week. Now, this arrest has brought a sense of closure to the Rosson family, but the investigation is far from over. It's in the Commonwealth's attorney's hands now, but there's plenty of evidence to work with. Investigators say Houchins left DNA evidence and fingerprints in the Rosson home, and bloodhounds sniffed out Houchins' apartment the night of the attack. Live in the Newsplex, Bianca Spinoza, CBS 19 News.
Well, our other big story tonight, the man accused of breaking into the Louisa County home and brutally beating an elderly woman says he's sorry.
Ramon Houchins spoke with reporters while on his way to court this morning, and both he and his family members are using the hearing as a chance to give their side of the story.
I noticed
On the way into his bond hearing, 19-year-old Ramon Houchins admits to being at the scene of the brutal crime, the home of 87-year-old Lois Rosson. When asked why he was in the victim's home, he said,
It was just a point in time. I needed money.
Houchins says he needed money, but in court the prosecutor explained his alleged break-in left the woman brutally beaten, a beating so severe she lost vision in her left eye permanently, but the 19-year-old suspect was adamant.
And I just want everybody to know that I didn't beat that woman like Louisa said I did. And like I didn't hurt her. I didn't put a finger on her.
Do you know why?
I told her I wasn't there to hurt her and I wasn't going to hurt her.
Prosecutors say the victim reported Houchins threatened to have sex with her to make sure she never told anyone and allegedly groped her. And when she started screaming for help, Houchins ran off. Again, claims he and his family members denied outside of court.
Now, whoever did this is a sick. I agree, and they need to be punished. But my son did not touch this lady. I know him better than anybody, and he did not touch this lady.
DNA links Houchins to the scene, prosecutors say. They add shattered glass from a door in the victim's home that he allegedly broke in through was found stuck in the bottom of his shoe. Ultimately, the judge denied bond, and as two families await justice, Houchins will remain behind bars. And Ramon Houchins is due back in court.